Hey guys, thank you for hopping on tonight's team call. Tonight we have a very special guest. We are having Dana Chestang host tonight. She's going to talk about confidence within coaching. She actually volunteered for this call, and I'm super excited. She's been kicking so much butt this month, and I have to give her a little shout out because, okay, Dana, I hope you don't mind. But last month she came to me and she was struggling and she was like, I don't know what's going on. I lost my mojo. I'm feeling in a funk. And then all of a sudden October 4th or something, she's at Success Club 8 and she just keeps going. And she rocked our coach sneak peek that we had and she just keeps going. And I see this confidence in her. She's beaming and her selfies and her posts and everything. And I'm so excited that she volunteered for this because it's something that she's excelling at. And I think a lot of us struggle whether we're confident with our own coaching or whether we're meant to be a coach or what are we doing as a coach. So I'm so appreciative that she volunteered for this. And I have loved watching her and this transformation that she has overcome because I think a lot of it has to do with mindset. But with that said, I'm going to let Dana take it over. And if you guys have any questions, post in the chat box and she can answer at the end. But don't get too chatty because sometimes that chat box gets distracting. And I know y'all like to chat it up, but pay attention to this call because she's got some awesome notes. So with that said,
hey guys, so most of you guys know me. I'm Dana. I have my own little team, Royal Misfits, and Vicki's absolutely right. I really struggled. I just made coaching my full-time gig, and I just totally started going down, and I was like, what is going on? And I was putting way too much pressure on myself, and I started doubting myself when the moment was right. I had the opportunity in my hand. I had all the hours in the day. What was going on? What was different? What was changing? And that's when, like Vicki said, I got on a call with her, and it's all about mindset. And by the way, I'm at Success Club 10 now. So I'm super, super excited. And I really want to share some stuff with you guys. Like she said, I'm going to be checking the chat after, because I do have ADD. So if I try to read it during, it's totally going to be thrown off. I do want you to grab a pen and paper. There's a few things I want you to write down, and there's going to be something that I actually am going to ask you at the end of this. So I do want you to write down first that I believe in myself. I can and I will. And I'm watching you guys to make sure you're writing too. So I believe in myself. I can and I will. And the reason I want you to write this is because whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Because we get into our own head and we are our worst critic. We create these little worms that just dig around in our brain, and it's up to us whether they're going to be positive or negative. So you may ask, like, why in the world are people going to follow me? Why would they want me as their mentor? Why would they want me as their coach? And I'm going to give you 6 ways to really build your confidence. Some of it may be kind of repetitive, but just bear with me. So number 1 is going to be decide you are confident. Decide you are confident. So this goes back to, like, Vicki is super big on affirmations. And I used to be against writing those down. And now when I write those down, it's like, it helps so much. So in the morning, I just wake up, I start those affirmations, and I just decide that I'm going to be confident. I'm going to wake up and just start the day like, I got this. And I'm proud of who I am. I'm confident in what I want to do. And that I'm leading a life with integrity. And that really stems back to coaching too. We want to help people. We want to be genuine and have that integrity. And so it starts when you state those intentions. So when you write out your affirmations, sometimes it's going to be like, not fake. It's kind of like fake it till you make it. You're not really lying to yourself, but you're stating these things that you want to be true, the life that you want, the person that you want to be. And so you're writing these out because that is, I mean, it's your affirmation. So it's kind of, I know a lot of you have kids, so it's kind of like when Christopher Robin always tells Winnie, You're braver than you believe, you're stronger than you seem, and you're smarter than you think. So you're more confident than you know. So you just have to act like it. You have to adopt and, just change that mindset to take more risk and overcome, any sense of failure. Yes, Cindy, act as if. Okay, sorry, not gonna read the chat. So 1 is decide you are confident. 2 is going to be grow and learn. And a lot of these do stem back to the vital behaviors. And of course, I'll go over that in a minute, but grow and learn. The more you learn, the more competent and the more confident you become. So PD, whether you go through the new training university, you go on the Misfit Republic website, you listen to podcasts, YouTube, whatever it is, keep growing, keep learning, and just decide that like you're going to keep working on yourself. And it's okay to be uncertain at times. I think we're all uncertain at times, but like that uncertainty is going to help you figure out where you need to work on. So it's kind of like a bike. You just got to get on the bike, you got to pedal, go down that path, and it's going to lead to something amazing as long as you keep freaking pedaling. Because if you don't, you fall off. You're going to go nowhere. So you got to keep trying. So 2 is grow and learn. And I have notes here, so let me see. Okay, 3 is going to be, and this is a big one for me. Use constructive criticism and personal attacks and use them as like a change agent. And when I say personal attacks, it's a very fine line between constructive criticism and a personal attack. And you have to make sure that you know the difference, because we are very defensive beings, especially me, because I happen to be sensitive. So just for instance, just kind of like Vicki was telling me, and there's somebody else that's on this call, she knows who she is. But when I say, this isn't working, or this is what's wrong, they're like, okay, well, why is it not working? Well, and they say, you're not doing this to get this. So you have to do this to get this. And, well, yeah, I know, but no, there's not a but. You got to do this to get this. So at first you're going to get all defensive, like, well, it's not a personal attack. They're helping you. That constructive criticism is reminding you, if you want this, you got to do this, point blank. And so I had to just really take the emotion out of it and step back and say, like, kind of reflect and say, okay, that's right. And it is. And you have to grow. Now, personal attack would be more as if maybe you invited somebody and they totally shut you the F down because they're like, oh, you're that Beachbody girl or whatever. Or, and you're like, I haven't even said anything about Beachbody. Like, why is she coming to me crazy? Don't take that the wrong way. Use it and grow from it. Maybe your profile has like Beachbody all over it. You know what I mean? Maybe you've gotten a little too salesy. Maybe you can dial it down a little. Like, take whatever it is into consideration, but try to take any anger or resentment out of it. And I know that's hard, or for me anyways, because sometimes I'm like, why couldn't they be more gentle or nice in their ways? But that's just how some people, they're point blank, they're blunt. Okay, so 3 is, again, it's a use constructive criticism and personal attacks into a change agent. 4 is going to be to get going. Momentum is key. So you're writing your affirmations. Well, now you need to make sure that you know your why. And why is your why so important? Because if you lose track of that and you lose sight of that, it's not going to help you go forward every day with the confidence in your business, whether you're mentoring your team or if you're just inviting or maybe even posting. It's not going to come across. And that's kind of where the taking the action goes to the vital behaviors. So you got to be proof the product works. That's confidence in itself. You're going to prove to yourself that you can, you will, and you did. You're going to invite. You're going to be confident in what you have to offer, because we don't have to do anything except be who we are, you guys. I mean, Beachbody has done all the programs for us. They have all the advertising for us. They have the meal plans, the recipes, the blogs, the app. That we're just there to be who we are. And so you need to make sure that you love who you are and work on yourself to love who you are. But the rest of that in the business, that's there for you. So you go into your invites and your team, you might not know everything, and that's okay. You're just going to say, let me find out for you. But you're going to find out. And you know why? Because you already have all this stuff in place to help you. So you be confident in what you have to offer. And
Dana, can I add on real quick to that?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, you're totally fine. So I love the fact that Dana said, first she says, be proof that the products work and be confident in what we have to offer. And I see so many coaches, and I bet a lot of you guys have been in this situation before, where you're not confident in inviting because you're not following a program. Imagine how simple that is. If you want to get comfortable with inviting, simply follow a program. That's all you have to do. Like Cindy talked about on last week or the week before, when she started doing Turbo Fire, like the first challenge group, she could not shut up about it. And yes, she wasn't the greatest at like actually inviting, because like, you know, there was something we worked on, but she was talking about it all the time because she loved it so much and she was getting results, and she's like, oh my gosh. So just imagine like your first program that you did, or coming into Beachbody when you first came in, or maybe you're doing one now for your first time, and you're completely sticking to the meal plan, you're sticking to the program, you're drinking your Shakeology, and you're getting results, right? And you're feeling good. It's hard not to talk about something that's working for you and you're confident about it. Even if you're not confident in like all the knowledge about it, like all the ingredients Shakeology has to offer, you know, what tier, you know, a 150-pound person should be eating in 21-day fix, or all of that nitty gritty stuff. But what you're confident about is what it's doing for you. And that's what Dana said, like, be you and share your experiences. And you can do that while you're being a product of the product, and you're more confident when it comes to reaching out. So if you guys are hesitant about inviting or reaching out or putting your journey out there, be honest with yourself and say, am I following a program? Am I sticking to it? Or am I working out when it's convenient? Or, you know, when I have time, or whatever. So I love that you said that, Dana. I just really wanted to touch on that, but keep going.
Okay. So 3 is to recognize. Now, a lot of people, they take this as, and let me just put my kind of spin on it. Of course, you want to recognize your challengers, not just in your challenge group, but if possible, like on your Facebook, your Instagram, your team, of course. Make sure they're being recognized for all the hard work they're doing, any success they've had over the last week or month or whatever. But also, I don't know how many kids are on, because anyways, but be okay, I'm trying not to curse. It's such a big part of my vocabulary. Be proud of yourself, okay? And you know what? When you do a Transformation Tuesday, don't, like, a lot of people are like, why do I want to always put myself? But this is you. That is why people are following you. They want to see you, and they want you to spill, and they want you to open up and be a little vulnerable. So when something happens, it's great, whether it's the Transformation Tuesday or, oh my God, I finally completed this program, even though I had to take a week off because my foot's bruised and I couldn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, whatever it is, like, celebrate yourself, celebrate your team, celebrate your challengers, and make sure they're recognized. Because when you're doing everybody else, but you're not recognizing yourself, then you can't depend on somebody else to do it, even though they should be beefing you up. You got to give yourself credit. And then, of course, do personal development. So we talked on that a minute ago about how you always need to keep growing and learning. But you're going to grow in confidence, especially in areas that you know you need to strengthen. So number 4, again, was get going. Basically, just take action, write your goals, and make sure that you're doing the vital behaviors. Okay, so 5 is going to be the change you wish to see. So once you've taken steps to build your confidence, don't forget to give someone else a hand up. So most of you have success partners. Some of you don't. If you don't, get one. Please, 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 because it is a game changer. My success partners on this call, Tracy Jackson, and through the past year, it has helped my business so much. And not just my business, but has helped me as a person. She is someone that I talk to almost every single day, someone that I work closely enough with that's going to see the action in me, and vice versa. She's going to be able to give positive feedback on strengths and maybe like if I had an amazing post or I did Success Club or like whatever it is, she can kind of give me that reassurance or whatever. But then also when I am talking bad about myself on our Zooms or whatever, I'm like, oh, I didn't do this, whatever. She can be like, snap out of it, and kind of just help erase those blind spots and enhance my confidence. And I hope that I do the same for her. And so we kind of just keep each other in check. So 5 again is be the change you wish to see. And even if it's not a success partner, whether it's like you just decided to do a life power hour with someone or whatever, you're just going to make sure that you are giving back to someone else that's in our, in our team. 6 would be to stay connected. This is the last one that I have. So stay connected. This is going to be with your team, your community, whether it's, the big team, the smaller teams, anybody. You're going to share experiences. You're going to learn more. You're going to keep getting on these calls. You're going to engage. And sometimes it's scary to get on the call and then you have this question, but you don't want to ask it because you don't want anybody to look at you or you don't want to whatever. And then so maybe you chat in the box, maybe somebody misses it, whatever. Speak up, find your voice because we are family and no one's here to judge anybody. We are here to better each other, and that's why we do this. So make sure that you stay connected with your team. And if you can't do this on the team call, then just make sure that you are reaching out to your mentor, you're reaching out to someone else on your team, or maybe you just post it in the team page. And I haven't seen a lot of action in our team page, not to really just call anybody out, but used to when I first signed as a coach about 1.5 years ago, I think. I don't remember this. So, okay. But anyways, so I would go in the page and I'd be like, hey guys, what is this? And granted, you're supposed to use your resources, which is great, but I don't see a lot of people reaching out as much as they should. And that kind of makes me worry that maybe either you're not getting the help that you need because you're not asking questions. And then maybe, are you too shy? Are you afraid? Are you not confident in this team? Like, we're here to help. So just know that if there's stuff that you need help with, like whatever it is, like we are a team. No one's ever going to judge you for posting a question or whatever. So let me go back over. I want to just kind of recap on this. Okay. So 1 again was to decide you were confident. Make sure you're writing your affirmations. You're acting the part. You are trying to I hate to say fake it till you make it. Again, that bothers me because you're not faking it. You were just acting as if Cindy said that best. You're acting as if. And that really, really does play a huge part. So 2 is going to be grow and learn. Your PD, the trainings, the calls. Make this important because you can't keep growing in this business if you aren't growing yourself. So
another thing 3, I'm going to add on real quick. Another thing about, and it just hit me right then when she recapped it, always like growing and learning is not just about trainings and stuff. It's about like attending things live. Like there's energy that you'll get on live team calls that you won't get when you watch a recording. There's energy that you get from live Super Saturdays that you won't get by watching it streamed or even a Facebook Live. Like the energy itself is so contagious and amps you up, and being around other people, like even though Dana's the only one talking in this, we're all vibing off of each other. Can you guys feel that? But if you go and watch the recording, for those of you that do and see it end horribly with my ending, but you don't get that same vibe. So try the best that you can to attend these things live, whether it's Summit, Platinum, Edge, any kind of live trainings or anything around you, Super Saturdays. You can never get the same thing by watching something recorded. So just wanted to touch on that.
And I agree too. Like, so if you ever see, and I don't do this often, but when I do, I'm such a peacock. Well, I'm like a peacock rhino, but like, so I will randomly put in the team page, hey, I'm doing a live power hour now. So if you ever are able to get on and stuff like that, like even if it's not me, if it's somebody else you don't know, don't be scared to step out of your comfort zone. Like you might could really grow from whatever it is they have to say. Or you could always host your own and really you just get on. And if somebody shows up, they show up. If they don't, you did your work. So I love doing that because the new people that get on, I'm able to like bounce ideas and we kind of vibe,
I actually want to start doing that personally because, you know, like all of us should be doing live power hours or power blocking or time blocking. But like, even like, I think Corinne did a 30-minute inviting time block, you know, and she did it live. And I think, you know, if you're going to be doing the work, why don't you post a Zoom and say, let's do it together? Because there's strength in numbers, right? And even if you aren't talking, you're still feeling that energy off of each other and you're staying more dedicated. Like me and Jill Bowdish used to do live power hours together on Zoom, and we wouldn't even talk, but we would get more done just by having each other there than you would just sitting down, because then you'd be like, oh, I need to do laundry and I need to do this. But if someone's watching you or if someone's there with you, you get a lot more done. And this is awesome for you newbies. I just said that because Gage watches you. Oh my gosh. Noobs. I didn't call you noobs. I called you newbies. Anyways, it's a gamer thing. Oh my gosh. Anyways, totally gamer mom here. But for everyone that's a new coach, especially if you don't know the structure of how a successful power hour goes or time blocking or anything, it would be great for you to jump on one of these, no matter who's hosting it. It doesn't have to be your upline. It doesn't have to be someone that you know. Just get on, because these are a great opportunity for you to figure out what it is that you should be doing. Ask questions, because, you know, anyone that's on will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have, and even give you like tips or pointers. Yeah, after I just said to answer questions. But yeah, the point is not to talk on the Zoom, but to actually work together. But yeah, anytime that you come across a question or anything, I'll answer questions. I will.
I've never hosted one because you know why.
We all.
I'm like,
Cindy, I'm like you when I get on
with my music on in my zone, and then I'm like, if someone else is on a Zoom, I'm gonna be like, so what did you do? Stop! What are you doing? What you got going on over there? Like, it's ridiculous. I'm like, that's why I've never hosted one before.
Yeah, I'm chatty Cathy too. I try it, and then I'll catch myself, and I'll go, oh, okay, we're setting the timer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did one for our team where it was 90. It was supposed to be a power hour, and it ended up being like an hour and 40 minutes with timers. Like, seriously, like that's the last one I did. Can I say something really quick? Or it's actually more of a question to ask you, Dana.
Mm-hmm.
It might put you on the spot a little bit, though. Is that okay?
Okay.
So, like, we were in the Diamond Mine group together.
Mm-hmm.
And I know one of the things so this is like kind of like a theoretical question, I guess, but a real question, because I've also seen the change that you've had just overall, like in your mindset and like on your social media presence. Like, it really is truly like radiating out of you, which is totally awesome, which is in itself, right? But I know something that you struggled with in the past has been really being consistent with like your own personal development and doing the affirmations and stuff like that. And I know that you're now doing that on a like daily basis.
Yeah.
So this is like kind of one of those things where I'm going, you know, this is something I tell my coaches all the time, but they don't believe it when it comes from me. But, you know, I mean, we've all seen it, and you have the proof from your progress in your business. And I remember you were struggling and you were really anxious about that because, you know, you come home and you're working at home. So like, can you just share a little bit about that? Just how much?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like where you were before with personal development and like those affirmations. You touched on it a little bit, but you didn't share with everyone, and not everyone here knows like how like
I didn't do it at all.
I was anti-personal development too, like a while ago too. And then, so I understand that, but can you share?
No, when I first started coaching, I was like, I was also a new mom. So I was like, oh my God, I don't even have time for the workout, whatever, you know. So I was like, how am I going to fit in a book? And I just didn't make the time. I didn't see the importance. And I kept saying, oh, I've worked on me. I'm good. Because I've been through a lot of stuff, you know, and I'm like, I'm good. I've dealt with that. I just need to lose weight. I just got to help other people. Like, what do I need to read a book about? And I kept fighting it. And then, you know, I would read stuff here and there or listen to the podcast, like do whatever. And I'm just like, and I just wouldn't, it was almost like I had a block up that like I wasn't, and not to get too religious on anybody, but like sometimes you like block your blessings because you're not open. You just don't open up. And that's what I felt like. I was so hard-headed and so stubborn with not fitting in personal development. I took a book, and God, how long did it take me to read that book? It was, I can't remember the name of it. But anyways, it took me like months to read the book, but I finished. And then I listened to an audiobook. So let's say two books in a year. That was it. And once I did, it was the end of last year, and I did the 10X rule by Grant Cardone. And I actually just restarted this on audio. He is amazing. And I listened to what he was saying, and to do everything times 10. And it started like filling my spirit up. And I was just like ready to go every day. And I did amazing at the end of last year. And I stopped doing personal development. I stopped doing affirmations. And I don't know why, I guess, because I thought I was on a roll. Like, why do I need to continue this? I'm good. Because again, I'm stubborn. So then I went to Summit, and I got the girl code, and I said, I'm going to read this. Well, September came, because that was in July. September came, and I still had not read the book. So I sat in the bathtub, and I was like, I'm not leaving this bathtub until I finish the book. So I read the book in an hour, and I was very pruny, but I read the book. And after that, I was like, I'm not stopping. Like, I'm not stopping. And I went to do Miracle Morning, game changer. And then I don't know, everything started changing. I rewrote my goals. I wrote them with intent. So whereas you write a lot of affirmations, and I kind of got this from Miracle Morning, like, you write your affirmation, but then you also write like how you're going to obtain it. So like putting an action plan under it. I am going to earn this much a month by doing this. I am going to help this many people by doing whatever. And that really helped me, because instead of just saying these, not saying they're empty words, but not just saying these, like I'm putting the plan in place. So now I'm almost done with Miracle Morning, and I'm about to do The Compound Effect, which is the first book I should have read as a coach. But I feel like everything's changed. I feel like it's really helped my confidence, because I'm reading these books that everybody who is successful already is giving me all this knowledge. And now I'm like absorbing it, and I'm using it, and it's working. So because it's working, there comes the confidence. And I've never hit Success Club 10. I don't think ever. So I'll just be honest. And the fact that I did that, I was like, huh. So I think and then I think, of course, let's see how you say this. The more that the more lives you change, the more you're rewarded, but not so much in money, but also in that good feeling inside of you. And it's like what ignites you. And it reminds you of that why, which also to me helps reignite that confidence.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
PD guys, PD.
Isn't that funny when someone says that something works and you actually do it and it actually works, and you're like, oh my God, my mind blown. Like the crazy.
And I just remember, I would get on the calls, and we would be doing like, she was talking about the diamond mine. You're like, okay, how many personal development hours did you do this week? And I'm like, 0.
It was like pulling teeth with Dana.
Yeah, but it's really awesome to see. So thanks for sharing that, Dana. Because like, I know I've talked about it before. Like, I'm a total PD junkie, kind of more so. I'm a Peacock Emerald, so I like information, right? And sometimes I don't apply it, and I should level up my Rhino. That's what Allison, Vicki's coach, said. She said I need to put my Emerald in a box and get my Rhino out, is what she told me when we were at Summit. But so I think that's really awesome that you've done that, and I mean, you can really see a huge difference, like in like all of your posts and obviously in the success rate that you're having with this. So that's rad. So
yeah. And with, too, what goes on, like I would see in you, cause you would talk about PD all the time and your plan, and I'm like so jealous. And I'm like, how do people make time for this? How do they do this? And how does it, and when after I read Girl Code, it like clicked, and I'm like, don't be jealous, be inspired, do it. Like if you, everybody's doing great and they're reading this or they're doing this, and do it. And let's see if she's on here. Hold on. Yeah, she's on here. is on here. That's one of the biggest things she tells me. And that was the girl. Like, I would always say, well, I want this, but I didn't get it. Well, just do it. She's so cut and dry. She's like, well, okay,
You
we'll
don't
do
mess around.
No. So I'm like, every time there's something in my head, I'm like, okay. Yeah. But yeah, so legit people PD. We have a whole file section. So if there's one you haven't read that's on the list, read it. If there's one that you read that's not on the list, please add it.
Or even, like, I'm reading The Slight Edge right now, and he talks, which is kind of like the compound effect, but more, I don't even know, data-ish. Emerald should read The Slight Edge. Peacock should read The Compound Effect. That's how I think of it is. But he talks about reading 10 pages of a good book every day. Not non-fiction, or not fiction, you know, not smutty good, but, you know, like something that's going to
No romance novel?
Hey, I have a romance novel that I read every night. I got my Nora Roberts by my bedside. I read a chapter in that every night. So I'm trying to balance out the PD, right? But there ain't no shame in my reading game. But, you know, but he talks, so I'm rereading that. I read it 3 years ago and I'm rereading it right now. And he talks about that. Like, just if you have a hard time, like, fitting PD in or something like that, just 10 pages a day, like just 10 pages. Or even my coach Kat, who's on your, I thought she is on here.
Yeah, her name says meow.
Yeah. So she was having a really hard time because her schedule is, I mean, like, all's crazy, right? I mean, it is crazy. And so for a while, she was reading 1 page a day. That was her commitment. That was like her minimum. And as long as she did that, but she'd never actually stopped doing it, right? But, like, you know, if you think about that, you know, you're reading 10 pages a day. That's like 3,600 pages in a year. You know, I've been a coach for 5 years. Like, that's like 15,000 pages of good information, like the equivalent of probably a college degree, right? In coaching or personal growth, right? That how many people you can not just help myself, but help other people too. And, you know, so you can always find a way to fit it in. Like, I know a lot of people kind of put it off in the back burner and do that. I mean, I was the same way. I always thought it was woo-woo and garbage, right? I really did think it was garbage. And it took Andrea Crowder to call me out because it took me like way too long to read a book. And she's like, you should not be reading that book still. And, but, you know, just find time. I mean, I get up at 5 a.m. and I don't have to be up until 8 a.m., you know? So it's like, you just gotta make the decision, do it. Right.
Yeah. I carry my book in my purse now so that wherever I am, like if I have to wait for something or whatever, like I can just pull it out and read. But sometimes, I mean, it might not be the best environment, maybe too loud or distracting, but, it's a good option. And then the audio really helped me, especially like certain authors, if they read their own book, they really have a lot to offer. Like the Grant Cardone one, I was like, I'm glad I didn't read this in the actual book. Like to hear him.
Same with Mel Robbins in the 5-second rule. Yeah, she's awesome.
Oh, I have that one. Cindy gifted me that one or whatever.
Oh yeah. That one is awesome.
Oh, there was something else.
And Gary Vaynerchuk, any of his audios.
We need to update that list too. If there's any books that
I know we do.
Yeah.
We'll update it. We'll get on that.
Okay.
Does anyone want to? Oh wait.
I have an assignment. Sorry, I didn't get to.
Oh yeah, do it.
Okay, hold on. Sorry. Okay. So okay. Sorry, I have this on notes. Oh my God.
Quit saying sorry.
I'm horrible at that. And sorries. Okay. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to pick 3 words that best describe yourself or your best self, like the person that you want to be. I want you to write them down right now. Just 3 words. And then I'm going to want you to, maybe you put them on a sticky note. Maybe you're going to put them in a mirror, computer, your fridge, reminder on your phone. But just 3 words that describe your best self or what you want your best self to be. And for anyone who wants to be bold, we would love to see those words. So I want you to post those 3 words in the chat. Because you want a constant reminder of who you are and who you strive to be. Okay, now I'm going to go to the chat. Determined, successful, inspiring. That's good. Ooh, abundant. Unstoppable, empowering. Look at you. Danny put confident is the first one. Confident, happy, and fearless. Confident, yes. Positive, fearless, free, strong, positive, inspiring. These are good. All right, I'm going to go back through and see if there was any. Were there any questions? Did you see, Vicki, or did you answer
I
them?
didn't see any questions.
Okay. Did anybody have anything?
Oh, yeah, Christine had a question. She's raising her hand.
Okay. You were talking about, sorry, my house is loud. Success partners. When you are trying to find someone, do you want somebody who struggles with the same thing you struggle with? Do you want somebody?
You want someone that is strong where you are weak and vice versa, but has the same goals.
And you're going to go through more than one. It's like dating. Did you post that
like
earlier?
Tinder.
Right? Yeah, it really is. And I mean, and it's okay. Like, is Jill on this call?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, anyway, well, I mean, not to call her out. I mean, we just, like, we tried. We just didn't mesh. Our times didn't work. Our styles didn't mesh. And we just like, okay, we're breaking up now. Like, it's a joke. And then we just went on. And you just kind of have to just work with some people and kind of vibe and see. But put a little ad out there and say what you're looking for. And
sorry to cut you off. Keep going.
No, I was just going to say if you're trying to find somebody and you want somebody who kind of has the opposite strengths as you, I don't know. I guess I just struggle with like trying to figure out how, if it's not if they're looking for something, how can I help them?
She doesn't feel like she has anything to offer. Is that what you're saying?
First off, Christine, you're overthinking it. You're putting too much thought in it. You just need keep it simple. What are you looking for, and what do you have to offer? Because you have to offer a lot. So
you really do.
Go in. When Dana was talking about success partners earlier, Dana created this post and I posted it. So thank you, Dana.
You have to say that.
Hey, I'm going to give you a recognition. You're the one that put in the work. But Dana created a post that I posted. It's a search success partner ad. In the big team page, go in there, write what you are looking for, what you have to offer, and we'll hook you guys up. We'll play matchmaker. And like she says at the end, it's like a dating game. Some of you guys, like you'll connect with someone and you'll think like everything's great, grand, and wonderful, but either your lifestyles don't add up. So when someone's available, the other person's not, or maybe you have different goals. Maybe one's like really strong, like I want to go this fast, and the other one's like, well, I'm just going to tippy toe, or, maybe one has more time to dedicate to the business and the other one doesn't have a lot. So you'll go through a couple, and if something doesn't work for someone, it's fine. Like, you're still going to be a handpicked family. You're still going to be buddies. It's not like, oh, I need to avoid her on social media. I need to block her. Oh my God, it's going to be awkward. It's not like, it's not legit dating. It's, like dating.
It kind of is like dating though, a little bit.
Yeah, but you're not going to like go and block them if they're.
Yeah.
Go in the big group. Don't use this. So Tracy, I'll call Tracy out. So Tracy, you said that you had 2 or 3 before me. I mean, what's your thought on success partners?
Well, I've had 3 before I asked you if we could be success partners like a year ago. And I'm still really good friends with 2 of them. Like, we talk quite a bit, quite often, but we were not headed in the right direction. And, it was really weird whenever we kind of like went our separate ways. But, I wanted to go all in, and I wanted to go faster than they did, like Vicki was saying. And, they either, I was ready to go and gung-ho about doing this, working our business and coming up with ideas. And they're like, well, I'm just going to take a step back. And for me, that was like, I can't do that. Like, I can't step back away from this business because this is what I I'm passionate about. So, you know, it does take some time, and you just know whenever you find that person. Like when I met Dana, I just knew. I'm like, I've got to be success partners with her. Like, we've got to work together. And, you know, it's a give and take. You know, she's having a bad day, and I can feel that vibe, you know, and for me, I'm like, you know what, it's okay. Let's do this, or let's do that. Or she knows when I'm having a bad day. So, you know, we work well together and come up with great ideas, and it takes time.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of too where you feel like, you have to be open. Like, somebody posted something the other day, and I'm just putting this, it's just my opinion and that's it. But somebody put something out there the other day about using content of someone else's. Now, granted, I believe that you are supposed to put your twist on everything, but I think if you see something really freaking amazing, it's kind of like a Hallmark card. Like, why not use it? Maybe not if it's their life story, or if it's like something super personal, but if somebody has an amazing post about this challenge group that's coming up, and you're like, every word in here is exactly what, sure, twist it and make it your own a little bit, but especially with success partners, I will straight up be like, this is what I'm using. This is this graphic. Like, let's put your name on it. Like, we don't have the same friends. Like, you have to almost like you are partners. So it's okay. Like, I'll be like, copy this. I don't care. No, we don't have the same friends. They're not going to see it. I mean, as long as there's some value to still true to yourself in there, she's not going to put my transformation Tuesday story with her picture, but other stuff, I mean, you just have to be willing to open up with that person. And if somebody says, let's get on a call, be there, get on the call. And that really will help grow your confidence, because you have someone there besides your mentor, or besides the team that's under you. You have somebody that's going to shoot the real at you and say, well, this is what you're doing wrong, or this is what you could be doing better, or whatever. So,
and it's extra accountability too.
Oh, super. Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. Cause she'll call me out real quick. Hey, I haven't seen you post all day. You all right?
And we all need that.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid. For those of you who don't have one or have had one and it didn't work out, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to get back on that horse and start dating again. You know, don't put yourself out there. I mean, if it doesn't work out, it's fine. I mean, just like there's a soulmate for everybody, there's a soulmate success partner for everybody, and you're going to find it. And like, I've been through 3 myself. I currently am in the market if anyone's looking. But I've been through 3 myself, and you know, I've had amazing relationships with all of them, and they're still all really good friends of mine. You just got to find a vibe that vibrates at the same frequency as you. And
Christine,
let's take.
Did you see?
They're gonna double team.
Wait, Yvette. I'm sorry, I say her name wrong all the time. Yvette. Does that mean when you said let's? Does that mean that you're ready? She's my discount. I'm waiting to go full force.
Dude, she came.
She's on every call.
I know,
live, and she came.
She's a golden retriever for sure.
Oh yeah,
but I know she's a rhino too.
When she's ready.
That's why she's like, I get up at 4:30. No one's playing. I ain't playing. She's a total rhino. She's on it. Does anyone want to unmute and ask Dana any questions? Yes, I said unmute. You cannot chat in the chat box. It's broken now. So if you have a question, unmute yourself.
Dana, I do want to say that I'm proud of you for getting your mojo back.
Oh, thank you.
It's good to see that.
Yeah, it's like once you just, I'm telling you, personal development is where it's at. Because if anything else, if nothing else is going right, at least you have this book to tell you what to do, and then you do it, and it works. So
I love hearing someone else preach about PD instead of just me and Cindy, because you guys hear it from me and Cindy all the time, and you're like, oh, it's a law of familiarity. Okay, you girls, shut it. When you
that was me. Yeah, I was like, oh, read a book.
I'm pretty sure you roll your eyes at me when I would tell you to read PD.
I'm not reading.
Dang, girls.
Is anybody struggling with something that, let's just open the table. I would love to, you girls are. Come on. have the confidence to speak up on a team call?
Anybody?
I'll speak up.
Yeah. Go Hope.
So I was struggling, I guess, also with Dana too. I remember she came out saying that she was struggling around the same time I was, probably with different reasons or whatever. But I'm struggling so bad with depression, and I'm trying to I don't want to cry, damn it.
Girl, but somebody has to cry. It's an unstoppable misfit call.
I know. I feel like I keep saying that I want to do this, and I keep saying that I want to stop. Like I'll do good for a few weeks, and then I'll suffer for forever, and then I'll do good for a couple weeks, and it's just keeps taking a toll on me. And I just want to say I keep going on these calls because I don't want to quit, for sure. And I just feel bad every time I feel like I'm going through this, because I feel like I'm letting people down and stuff like that. And you guys are the only friends I have that I can talk to. So I just want to say you guys are super inspiring, and I'm not going to quit. So whoever I've talked to, my coach is on here and stuff like that. And thank you.
Hope, first off, you need to forgive yourself, because you are not the only one on this call that goes balls to the wall and then slows down and then gets back up and goes balls to the wall and gets back up and falls down.
And that's why I wanted to say something. I know I'm not the only one. That's why I do want to speak out, because I know that's one thing I've definitely learned joining coaching. I am definitely a believer that even if I didn't want to make a business or anything, I would still be here in the future. This has been the best thing in my life ever, just because of friends and so many things that I've gained as far as speaking up. I would never do this in a million. I would never talk to people like this. I'd be hiding in a corner, throwing my own pity party. And I actually share my story on Facebook and stuff like that, and people talk to me. And there's people, I had 5 people message me today about depression and stuff like that I haven't talked to in years and stuff like that, and they're telling me how inspiring I am, even though I'm still sitting here I didn't work out today, and stuff like that. So it's been nice to make friends and stuff like that. So
if you've posted about your vulnerability, then you are helping people.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you didn't work out, just know that, just keep reassuring yourself of that and sharing through that, on the last team call about the vulnerability and stuff. As long as you're doing amazing with that and you're being true to yourself and you're being true to your followers, but you just have to make sure that if you don't, I don't know if you have a success partner, but if you don't, get one. Because I battle with depression a lot too. And there are times I'll have this call scheduled with Tracy, and I'll be like, I really don't want to get on it. Nothing to do with her, but I'm just depressed. I don't want to talk to anybody. But I make myself get on that call, and it's just something about that digs me out of it.
I have one more thing to say. So you asked about the sex, the partners or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I did make a post on my last, right after my last team call that I was on. My internet's been out for a little bit, but I just want to say that if they're on here, I know it was 3 Stephanies and then someone else, I think, but I just want to say I'm sorry that I have not replied because I'm on a huge struggle bus right now. So if anybody wants to jump at me and get on a phone call, because I love Zoom calls, I like talking to people, I don't like being lonely like I am, message me and we'll see what happens for sure. And I'm not ignoring you on purpose. It is literally, I run and hide.
You're amazing, Hope.
Thanks.
Yes, thanks for opening up.
Can I just jump in on that too for a second? Because can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I was muting the whole time. Okay. I think that, because Hope, you and I, we talk often enough. And I think a lot of it too is doing the best at where you're at. And, right now, and I it's amazing to see Dana's doing awesome. She's on this super great frequency. And so she's at a level to level up, and she's doing amazing, and it's inspiring. And because she's sharing this, some of us are going to be ready to level up, and we will feed off of her energy and we'll go. But if you're trying your best and it's still not that at the moment, that doesn't mean you're doing it wrong, or that doesn't mean that it's not working, or that you're no good, or that it can't happen for you or anything like that. It's just where you're at right now. And it's like goal setting is so amazing, but it could also be defeating, because I know sometimes some people will write their goals down and it's like, okay, message 50 people today. And they're going to be like, oh, I can't do that. I've never messaged 50 people in my life, And then it's like they become discouraged before they even start, because their expectation of who they think they should be is totally not in alignment to where they are right now. And so, like in everything even that we share on these calls, everything about being a product of the product and personal development, all these things, it is 100% true. Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind. But just because you're not there, people will, like, I find that I can get stuck in speaking badly to myself for not being where I want to be. And it's like, release the shame, release the negative self-talk, and instead think about where you are and what you can do today to do your very best. And reach out, and you can just talk to people or whatever. So, go, Bernie. I saw your post or your comment, sorry. But I don't know, because I find like so often, and this is really also what makes me think about this. Often people do quit. Those of us who've been here a long time, we see a lot of people who say, sorry, it's not for me, I'm out. And they leave. And it's so hard for coaches, because we're like, oh man, you missed it. Like you didn't have to go. There's so much more here for the $15 a month or whatever it really costs you, right? And like the support, the community, everything. So reevaluating yourself and where you are at, and like working on being okay with it, but always striving to do better. That's what I would recommend. Like, I've been revaluing myself a lot, and right now I'm not aiming for what I would have 2 years ago when my frequency was super high, but I've been happier than I have been in a long time. That's my thought.
Awesome. Dude, drop the mic. She laid it down.
Since I wasn't chatting all night in the box, I'm like, I gotta talk.
But like, for real though, what angle is your phone at? Because you have the best angle right now.
I walked around the whole house till I found this one. I'm just joking. I got my camera on the table because I'm plugged in.
Okay.
Anyway.
That's funny.
Better than the chin. The ugly chin from above look or whatever. But anyway. Okay, I'll unmute myself, or I'll mute myself again.
Thank you, Corinne, for
sharing. I hope that helps Hope.
I think that helped everybody, by the way. It's not where anyone else is at. It's where you are at. This is your journey, your physical journey, your emotional journey, your financial journey. It's nobody else's. So do you. Do you, boo. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, and I relate to what she was saying too about do what you can today. Because I do, with my anxiety and depression and PMDD and all the stuff I got wrong with me, there's like some days where I'm just like, oh, it cripples me to think about, like, even though I use Teamsy and I love it, and like it tells me what to do, and I got all these people I got to contact, and I get all excited, and then I look at it and I'm like, I almost was like debilitated. Is that the word? And then I freak out, and then I'm like, you know what? And I have this new meditation that somebody turns me on to. And sorry if there's any kids, but it's basically goes like, you inhale, you exhale, and you go, let that shit go. And I just do what I can. And if that's the best that I can do today, then that's the best I can do today. And then I just pick up tomorrow and do even more. But I'm, instead of shutting down completely, because a lot of times I will shut down with depression or anxiety, and I will just go to sleep. And I can sleep the whole day just to shut the whole world out. And instead of doing that, I just do the best I can do instead of freaking out about having to message 50 people or invite 8 people or whatever. So.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. No more shutting down. Lean in and do the best you can for that day. All right. Well, I'm going to stop the recording. So thanks for hanging out and watching the recording.